Hi, Scullin. Hey there, Captain. How are you doing? I'm heading away for a few days.
Just put the punch out, call it. I'm out of here. See you later.
See you later, then. Roll up your blankets. Let's make a push. I'll take you up the country and show you the bush. I'm going to visit Jeff Guest. Someone I greatly admire in what he has achieved and gives back in life. At 16, he joined the U.S. Merchant Navy with an army group, sailed to India, then overlanded to the Chinese border to train Chinese soldiers. The soldiers observed Jeff using bush medicine to treat an injured mule and immediately appointed him as medic for the wounded soldiers. 1945, he went home to the Queensland bush, working any old job offer. Even to the South American, he became a mounted police drug enforcement officer. Here he said he saw the start of his life's work, rehabilitating young people suffering alcohol and drug problems and antisocial behaviour. How you doing?
I'm done. Good, how you go?
Good night. Hey Jeff, you know, I hear tell you do some good work out here for the kids and that, you know. What exactly do you do?
Yeah. I listen to them.
Yeah?
That's important.
Yeah.
And that's what most people fail to do because we often don't know their problems or what they brought up, their beliefs, their thinking, and their illnesses. A lot of youngsters have got mental health problems and don't know it.
Right.
A lot to do with their diet and beliefs. But if we just come down and say, you must do this, like they're in the army or something, it won't work.
Nah.
Just listen like handling a horse. Every horse is a bit different.
Treat it with respect.
And I don't believe in the horse whisperer. I believe I've got to listen to that horse, see what he's thinking. Yeah. It's the same as kids. And I'll tell you a bit of a story. Years back, we had a kid come out in handcuffs.
For over 40 years with his now late wife Norma, they improved the lives of over 4,000 Indigenous and non-Indigenous young people. Decades later, those young people still return as adults. They had become tradesmen, teachers, professionals, parents. They come to visit, to pay their respect, say thanks to the old man. Keep in mind, he is 94 years old.
Put a glass of water from tied up.
Growing up in Tipperary, Ireland, me and my three brothers, after school, we had bush and with a 22 rifle to shoot local game for the family pot. Certain times of the year, we got the salmon spawning in the rivers, and they were fair game too. I emigrated to Australia in 1971, aged 26. I had just done 6 years service with the British paratroopers. First I wanted to find my brother Seamus, who had come out here 3 years previous. I found him in the Katoomba pub, west of Sydney. But he wasn't well. An operation for a tumour and was not successful. Seamus was unstoppable, and we moved around the country for a couple of years, working when we could. We bought an old hole and driving up to Western Australia to Darwin. Traded that in for an old 53 Pontiac. Didn't get as far, blew Bradley up. We continued to man eyes and work round the traps. In 1975, my brother Seamus passed. Man Eyes region became my home for 20 years. I worked every job from doing cattle stations, diamond drilling, rigs, outback, whatever. The bush, the outback is my home. It is where I feel content. 4 years ago, I was coming back to see my mate Jeff Guest out in Emu Creek Road. And I came to Dimbula and got myself bogged deep in the soft river sand. Nothing I could do but call the RSGQ. I wasn't long waiting when along came a four-wheel drive, showed up and pulled me out. I thanked him, and he was a tall, lanky guy with a bush hat, I told him in a copy of my book, and he tells me he's written a couple of books of his own. He's got a cafe up in Denbula called Camp 64. He wasn't an RSAQ driver. I had met Owen Davies. The cafe is also a gallery to the region's early history. There's a lot to take in, so having the cafe there is a pretty good idea. Owen's two books are stories of his solo adventures in bushman years. Walking with Dingoes covered his living alone on the running a 500,000 acre property in the remote Northern Territory. The second book, Camp 64, tells of his trek on foot with 9 goats and 2 dingoes through Western Australia, across Queensland to the Northern Territory border and back across the Simpson Desert. Owen must have been here, but he's held up with a new project.
G'day, Scullin. How you going?
You're good, mate. Yeah, yourself.
Yeah, long time no see. But anyway, we'll have to do something about that.
What are you doing down there? You got locked down, did you, there for a while?
Yeah, we've been locked down and we've had a few problems. Well, not problems, just taken longer than we thought to get this airplane sort of ready to head off. And,
okay.
Yeah, head for home. But anyway, you can probably see the aircraft in the background there.
Yeah, I can, yeah. It's a flimsy looking York, right? Hey? You need
Sorry,
you need a bit of backup, I think, flying that around, yeah?
Yeah, well, I used to fly them years ago. And
okay.
So, 30 years ago, I used to fly these little aircraft. This one here is about 30-odd-year-old.
All right.
And hasn't flown for 14 years, but anyway, it's all about to happen. It's all had the airworthiness done on it, and so we just got to get through all the paperwork and get through the states. We've put our applications in, so hopefully, that can all start to happen pretty soon.
Okay, mate, yeah. And what are you doing? You're flying over to Simpson?
That's our preference at this stage. We're going to go from here across Port Augusta,
right.
And then cross the eastern side of the Simpson Desert up to the Birdsville.
Okay.
Then make our way up Baduri, Bulla, and then across to Camberwell.
And that's you're following your old track with the goats. Yeah.
It's all country. I'm pretty familiar with it.
Right.
I've flown over it. I've walked across it. I've worked out there. So that's one of the reasons why I sort of prefer to go that way. I've got a fair few contacts out there.
Yeah.
And but look, it all depends on Queensland giving us the approval to go through.
All right.
If that doesn't happen, well, we've got to look then at going across and further west and just go out of South Australia straight into the territory and up to Alice Springs.
Right. Yeah.
But look, it's a pretty epic journey. This little plane gets along at about 100 kilometres an hour. I've got a ground crew underneath he's the owner, or about to be the owner of this aircraft, and so he's carrying all our equipment. This is Barry. Hey, g'day, Sean.
G'day, Barry. How you doing?
Scullin. We call him Scullin.
Scullin.
G'day, Scullin.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. So anyway, he's supplying, keeping up with me with all the fuel, swags, tucker. So it'll be bush camps all the way.
What sort of fuel are you using? That diesel or what?
Diesel. She's not a diesel. It runs on two-stroke fuel. It's got it's got a 582cc two-stroke motor in it.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll see you when you get back, right?
Yeah, good on you, Scullin. All the best, eh?
Travelling through country down's the first stop are the pubs. It's where you get all the info, town gossip, the good tips and history. I've been leaving copies of my book. Also proceeds from the sales goes to the Flying Doctor Service. Town Mount Carbine was established around 1890 with the discovery of wolfram, tungsten to you and I. The town being named after the winning horse of the 1890 Melbourne Cup. The original Carbine Hotel was built at the same time as the town and stood till the 1950s. In 1990, the present pub was rebuilt to almost the original design and pretty close to the same spot. The publican's name is Dale Morris, a large, hefty guy.
Hey, Scullin, how are you, man?
Oh,
Hey, where you
up to?
where you been?
Oh, being on the bush, you know.
Yeah.
Just trotting around. See, you still got some books, eh?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah,
Still
that's
selling.
alright.
Doing alright?
That's alright.
Here's a timber minimum if possible was to okay.
It's a stop there for anyone using the cairns to cook down the highway. Tourists, bikers, truckies, and locals.
Just stop everyone going past.
The world's longest playable didgeridoo. It's here in the Carbine Pub. Long and low, complete with hitch and rail, the more buckies, bikies, buggers. Pop here now, not horses on the trail. Two stubbies west of Mount Malloy and nestled in dales, in a little public Carbine, devoid of city thrills. Hey, the Lord of Bloody Bull. But that's for you to choose, me friend, to take her for the troll. Don't ask me why I rode it, cause I'm better than I know.
Here we go. Here's the man.
He'll never be the same again.
Signed by him now. He looks a bit younger there. Happy 60th. Where are you from? Gippsland, Warrigal. So,
Who's 60?
Suggested doing film
today.
The moon is high upon the sky, the tide is running low. The wind is sighing in the fir, and the fire has a healthy glow. The sunlight and the mozzies are on vacation here, just like the southern tourists. It's again that time of year. The boats are all out fishing and raking in the tin against the hard times months away when the cyclone season's in. There's wallabies dancing on the beach neath this cloudless, moonlit sky, and I can't begrudge them having fun, for tomorrow one must die.